Imagine this. Right now, somewhere in the world, there is a version of you having a perfectly normal day. Nothing terrible has happened. No disaster, no rejection, no failure, no bad news. And yet, that version of you is suffering. Not because of reality, but because of a movie playing inside his head. A movie about what might happen tomorrow. A conversation that happened 3 years ago. A mistake he can't undo. A future that doesn't even exist. And here's the strange part. The human brain is one of the only things on earth capable of turning imagination into pain. A deer runs from a lion. When it escapes, the fear ends. But humans, we can relive the same painful moment 1,000 times without anything actually happening. We can sit safely in our bedroom and suffer from events that aren't even real. Think about your day. How many times have you replayed an embarrassing moment? How many times have you imagined the worst possible outcome? How many nights have you lost sleep fighting battles that never happened? Most people believe suffering comes from life, but psychology reveals something uncomfortable. Life creates pain. The mind multiplies it. Pain is losing someone you love. Suffering is replaying that loss every day for years. Pain is making a mistake. Suffering is convincing yourself that mistake defines who you are. Pain is being rejected. Suffering is building an entire identity around that rejection. The event hurts once. The mind keeps reopening the wound. It's like carrying a backpack filled with bricks. Except the bricks aren't made of reality. They're made of memories, predictions, regrets, what ifs. And every day, without realizing it, we add another brick. The promotion you didn't get, the message they never replied to, the version of yourself you think you should have become. Soon the weight becomes so normal that you forget you're carrying it. Then one day you wonder why life feels exhausting. But here's the secret almost nobody realizes. Your mind is not trying to make you happy. It's trying to keep you alive. Thousands of years ago, survival depended on spotting danger. The people who worried survived. The people who relaxed around threats didn't. So your brain evolved into a problem-finding machine. Even when life is good, it searches for what could go wrong. That's why achieving one goal rarely brings lasting peace. The moment you solve one problem, the mind creates another. Not because you're broken, because that's what the brain was designed to do. The trap is believing every thought deserves your attention. Imagine sitting beside a road. Cars pass by. You don't chase every car. You simply watch them pass. Thoughts work the same way. But most people jump into every passing vehicle. A fearful thought appears. They ride it. A regret appears. They ride it. An insecurity appears. They ride it. Hours later, they're exhausted from journeys they never needed to take. The people who suffer less aren't people with perfect lives. They're people who stop believing every thought. They learn to observe the storm without becoming the storm. And that's where freedom begins. Not when life becomes easier, not when problems disappear, but when you realize that you are the observer of your thoughts, not the prisoner of them. Today, pay attention. Notice how much suffering is coming from reality, and how much is coming from the stories your mind keeps repeating. That awareness alone can change everything, because the moment you stop feeding unnecessary suffering, the mind becomes quieter, the weight becomes lighter, and for the first time in a long time, you get to experience life as it actually is, not as your fears imagine it to be. Remember this, pain is unavoidable, but much of suffering is a story, and stories can be rewritten. If this video helped you see your mind differently, subscribe to Brain Reset, because sometimes the most important reset in your life isn't changing your circumstances, it's changing the way you see them.